two cars have the same mass. One is moving in a speed vi east, while the other is at rest. If the two cars collide and stick together and move east, what is their velocity after collision? So this one now, we apply the law of conservation of momentum. What is it and what does it say? Okay, here there is a car that is at a stationary, and there is another car here that is moved towards this car, and both of them then they moved east. And after the collision now, both of them they moved what? East. That means as what? Because they said they stick together. So that means this car now and this car now, they stick together as one car and they moved east. Okay, this one as a stationary. This one is as a stationary. That means the initial of it is what? Equals 0. And both of them, they have the same mass. So that means this one here is m and this one m. Both of them, we're going to give them a letter m for their mass. Okay, now if we go to the formula of conservation of momentum, it says m1, mass of object 1, times the initial velocity of mass number of object number 1, plus mass of object number 2 times the initial of number 2, it equals mass of number 1 as well, times final velocity of number 1, final velocity of number 1 plus mass number 2 times final velocity of object 2, which is 2. Okay, now all the mass here, this one now is number 2. This one is number 2 and this one is car number 1. So car number 2, its initial velocity is 0. So that means this one is what? 0. 0 times m is 0. So that means what is left on the left side is mass 1 times v initial 1. Okay. Mass number 1, we said all of them, we give them the mass m because all the two masses are the same. So that means you're going to make it mass times v initial 1. It equals now what is left on the right side. On the right side here now, since they stick together now, that means vf here of this of object number and of object will be 1 velocity for both of them. So you take this velocity as final velocity as a common factor because it's the same for both of them. Then here it equals m1 plus m2, m1 plus m2, which is m plus m. Then here you will get m vif, vi1 equals vf, and here m plus m is 2m, so then it's going to be 2m vf. Now we can divide both sides by m, so m here will go with m here. So what's the question now? The question is asking what is their velocity after what collision. So they are asking about what? Vf. So what is left now? What is left now is vi1 equals what? 2 vf. So vf now, just I divide the two sides by 2 here and by 2 here. So that means final velocity equals half of the initial what? Velocity. So that means you're going to choose what? B as the answer. This is one idea. Another idea, just if you want to solve it mentally without doing these equations, you can think, look, if one is at rest, stationary, and one has a speed, and this one now collided with this one. If they have the same mass, that means now that the new velocity will be the average of the two velocities of here and here. So this one now, its velocity is v, and this one, its velocity is 0. So the average, which is half of this velocity, will be the new velocity of the new object, which is where they stuck together after the collision. So the MC is going to be half of VI. So instead, either you do it this way or this way, both of them will be the same answer.